look closely at a plane landing askew on the tarmac. What's amazing is that the driver turned out to be an 11-year-old girl. The pilot on the side had fainted. It turns out there were 180 passengers on this flight. They all passed out with food poisoning. Only the girl is sober. She stepped forward at the critical moment to pilot the plane to a safe landing. When the rescue team arrived, the girl had already stepped on the skateboard and left smartly. The girl's name is Roka. It was her first visit to her grandmother's house. Out of the airport, she got into a taxi, enjoy the scenery of the city. Then a squirrel came out on the side of the road. The driver scrambled to avoid the car that crashed into the side of the road. Lorca got out of the car to save the squirrel, almost got hit by a van. After the traffic jam was discovered, she handed the squirrel to the driver. Then get in the driver's seat and parked the car cleanly. Look at the standard side parking. To my grandmother's house. As soon as we met, Lorca rushed up to hold Grandma, but Grandma seemed a little unnatural. Grandma didn't just forget to pick her up. Still don't like her very much. As soon as she sat down, she said unceremoniously, "I raised your mother. Now Mom's not here. I'm not responsible for raising you anymore." But Lorca didn't care. In the evening Lorca made a video call to Dad. Turns out her dad was an astronaut on the space station. Because there's no time for her on a space mission, so let her go to Grandma. Dad shows Lorca what the Earth looks like. Even though we're thousands of miles apart, Dad cares about her. The next day Grandma was startled by the squirrel. She picked up the bouquet and chased the squirrel, and then I accidentally fell. Lorca heard a noise and tried to help. The grandmother, however, perfunctory answer does not need. Lorca had to go to school alone. In class, Lorca introduces himself to his classmates, said he grew up at the European Space Agency. She went through formal astronaut training with her dad. The students were all very curious to hear it. The teacher was also stunned. It was the first time she had seen such a student. But then the wounded squirrel woke up. Lorca asked the head teacher for a leave of absence, saying that Lorca was taking the squirrel home and drugging it. The head teacher was dumbfounded at it. Wait for Lorca to get home. She learned that her grandmother had fallen and had to be hospitalized. That means Lorca is going to live alone. The next day Lorca was called to the principal's room. The principal was very unhappy about Lorca's absence from school. Request to see a parent or guardian. But Lorca said,
"Ich bin bereit, mich zu erziehen. Sie können mich jederzeit ansprechen, wie ein Partner."
The headmaster was very angry, decided to call the child services to pick her up. That's when Lorca found out that school bully was bullying his classmates again. Lorca asked the principal directly, "Isn't it your responsibility for this to happen?" But the principal said, "All I do is teach. That's how you say you're the principal." I didn't expect Lorca to take it seriously.